give you that markets update now, and the local markets are set for another attempt at gains. The rand weakening on Monday, with investors looking ahead to inflation data and the central bank's interest rates decision, which is due later in the week. Local focus will be on inflation figures, though, which are due on Wednesday, and that interest rate decision by the South African Reserve Bank on Thursday. Let's speak now to equity analyst at Sentio Capital Andile Buthelezi. Good morning to you, Andile, and thank you for your time. Let's kick off the conversation with that quick overview of how the local index, including the rand, are faring in early trade.
Yeah, good morning to you, Paulie. Look, it's pretty much all systems go this morning. Our market's definitely opening up in the green after a positive session yesterday as well. And this is just the market picking up from where Asia left off this morning. So Asian markets did finish off on the green. You had Tencent in the green. You had some of the Aussie miners also in the green. And they, of course, were also picking up from a positive US session last night. So all of this positivity in the market, definitely a large part of it being driven by the fact that last year's inflation prints in the US did miss market expectations slightly, and the market is now ascribing a lot of probability to the fact that the Fed is actually closer to cutting interest rates than they are to any more hikes. It could be a little bit premature, but for now the market is definitely choosing to take this positive side to it, and we are seeing this rally into year end now.
Let's quickly launch into company news. Telkom posting an earnings jump of 46.7% in the 6 months, which ended on the 30th of September 2023. Help us make sense of their performance thus far.
Yeah, I think it was a decent result, actually, this first half number. But I do think that the bigger part of this morning's announcement probably relates to the cautionary that they released. So in this cautionary, they did mention the fact that they've entered into an exclusive negotiation with a consortium that is looking to buy this towers business that they've been looking to sell. So the fact that they're looking to sell this towers business is not new, but the update regarding the fact that they've now entered into an exclusive negotiation process is new. And the market is choosing to take the positive side to that, judging from how the share prices reacted this morning. Who the actual consortium is, we don't know too well, but they are saying that it's being led by a reputable private equity firm. Of course, the negotiations, once they are done, the Telkom management team still needs to take this to Telkom shareholders because it's classified as a Category 1 transaction. And as per JSE rules, Telkom shareholders then need to approve this transaction. But if you think about it, I do think that the probability of the Telkom shareholders approving the transaction is high, especially because it's definitely in line with the Telkom management team trying to unlock as much value out of this business as possible. So it's a positive update from them, I would say.
Yeah. Let's talk AB InBev publishing the progress of its share buyback program, which was announced back in October. Anything worthwhile to note there?
Not really. It's just an admin-related update regarding their share buyback program. I do think that the bigger picture to consider when thinking about a share buyback program is one of two things. So number one, obviously the management team does feel that the share price is probably undervalued and is trading at a discount to what they feel is fair value. Yeah. So that's something to consider. And then the second thing is they're obviously comfortable enough with their balance sheet and the outlook of the company to be able to give money back to shareholders, which is obviously a welcomed development.
Let's conclude the conversation with Southern Sun's interim results. They are out. How have they fared in the period under review?
It looks good, to be honest. Occupancy rates are sitting at 56% now, up about 10 percentage points relative to where they were this time last year. And they did make mention of two particular things. So number one, in the Western Cape, which has been performing quite well, they mentioned that a lot of large events in and around the Western Cape area have helped demand for some of their hotels. So for instance, they pointed to the recent Netball World Cup that we saw. That obviously led to an increase in demand for some of the hotels in the area, which helped to increase occupancy rate. And in the Gauteng region, the recent BRIC Summit that we hosted also helped to increase demand for some of the surrounding hotels. So occupancy rates are up quite nicely, and they actually didn't even come at the expense of prices, because if you look at the average room rate, those prices are up 11.5% year on year. So you've seen an increase in occupancy rates alongside an increase in prices, which then all come together to result in this positive top line number. Whether or not it's sustainable, we're not too sure, of course, because a large part of it, like I said, did rely on some of these larger events. But in their outlook statement, the management team does seem quite optimistic. They've said that some of the positive trading has carried on into October and into November, and they're quite optimistic about the prospects for December.
All right. Well, seems things are looking up in the tourism space. Andile Buthelezi, let me thank you very much for that quick markets update. He is an equity analyst at Sentio Capital.